Have you ever asked or wondered, why did this happen? I was doing an IG live for caregivers, and a gentleman came on and wrote the question, why did my mother get sick? And my heart went out to him because nobody wants their mommy or their loved one to be sick. Nobody wants to be sick. But in his question, I heard, whether it was actually what he was saying, what I heard was him asking, why did God make my mom sick? So that's the question that I want to respond to. And hopefully in my response, there'll be something that expands your thinking, or at least you can think about. When we talk about the universe, we're talking about this vast creative medium. And you can call the universe by whatever name you choose to use for your higher power. But the universe by nature is creative. It is constantly expanding and creating. We learned in school that the universe started with a pinprick, the size of a pinprick. And then from that pinprick, it constantly is expanding. And there's no end in sight. And everything that we see and things that we don't yet see, things that we haven't yet figured out, everything that was already inside of the universe. And as the universe expands, we experience more of its potential. And if we are offspring of the universe, which we are part of what the universe has expanded and unfolded, and we carry the DNA, the nature of the universe. We may not be conscious of it. We may not have evolved to the point that we can tap into more of it. But just like you came from your mother and father's sperm and egg, we are an offspring of a much bigger consciousness and movement. If that makes sense at all, then I think we can boil down the universe to being a creative medium. And if we are offspring to that, then we too are a creative medium. We create with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our beliefs, with our actions and our reactions. Every one of those aspects of us is capable of creating something else. So if the universe is creative and you and I are creative, then when life bumps into life, it's going to create something. And that's what's happening all the time. Life is bumping into life, creating more life. And how we think and feel and believe and react and respond when life bumps into us creates our next experience. So the beauty in the idea that life is bumping into life, creating more life, is that one, you don't have to take life personally when it bumps into you. There's 1,000 reasons, there's 1,000,000, there's an infinite number of reasons why life might have bumped into you. You can't figure them all out. It could be environmental, it could be genes, it could be the wind that, blew a leaf from over there all the way over here. You just can drive yourself crazy trying to figure out the why of life. But what you have control over and where you can invest your creative juices is by deciding that when life bumps into you, you as a creative medium can respond, can react, can think and feel and choose how you see that moment. And how you choose will impact your experience. People say, don't take life personally. And I agree. Don't take what is happening personally. People die. And that's one of the realities that I wish we are taught, literally talked and discussed, as we are growing up, that you don't get to come into life without also agreeing to die. And there is no length of time that is the guaranteed amount of time. What we get when we say yes to life is the opportunity to experience life, period. No other guarantees. And if you use your consciousness, if you think, if you feel, if you believe, and aim to act and react consciously, intentionally, and deliberately, then you can have a sense of personal agency in this big experience called life. So, yes, don't take life personally, and take life personally. Because when you don't take life, the events, personally, then those events can't weigh you down and become your burden, because you can take life personally. And that means that when you find yourself overwhelmed or burdened, or some hurt, drama, trauma, upset, or disappointment comes into your life, you can make it personal to your growth. You can use it consciously and purposefully to grow and expand the way the universe expands. And in that expansion, there'll be good that you can't see. There'll be gifts that you are unaware of right this moment. There'll be a path that will take you to a better place, because you are standing in front of your life, willing to allow life to, no matter how it bumps into you, be an opportunity. And yes, of course, if your mommy gets sick, if some hurt, drama, trauma, upset, or disappointment smashes into your life, I am not suggesting that you pretend anything. You can acknowledge that. You can acknowledge your hurt. You can acknowledge your sadness. That is all very smart to do. Because when we acknowledge where we are, we become more aligned with ourselves. And when we are more aligned with ourselves, we have more access to our healthy thinking. And as you tend to your mind and heart, let making it personal be part of that. Your growth, your expansion, and your commitment to yourself with a capital S, meaning expanding into all that you can become. All right, I'm Tina Lifford, your inner fitness champion. Have a great day. Come thrive at Phoenix Rising, February 2024.